What is up, guys? Welcome to my trailer breakdown for Arrow Season 7, Episode 6, titled Due Process. So, before I break down the trailer, let's actually watch it.
Oliver Queen deserves to be a free man.
It must be difficult to win a case when you're not a real lawyer. Boom!
Green Arrow swooping in to save the day.
Typical Green Arrow move.
Arrow, all new this Monday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.
So before I actually get to the breakdown of the trailer, one thing I'll say is that this trailer is pretty awesome. Like, I want more trailers like this one. It gets me so excited for the actual episode without giving basically anything away that we didn't already know based off what happened at the end of the last episode, or certain characters are going to appear. It didn't give away anything, and yet it really got me excited for the episode. I think it was just the way they put that beat in the background that really made the trailer that much better. So that was my thoughts on the actual trailer, which I don't usually really talk about what I think about the actual trailer, but in this case I wanted to because it was a really great trailer. So getting into the actual breakdown of the trailer. So the trailer starts with Laurel trying to get Oliver out of prison, which is something that we knew from the last episode. One thing I'll say is that in the last episode that was handled very well. Like, it was so satisfying for them to say that Oliver actually has a chance to get out of prison, and got me actually more excited for this episode as well. But that being said, I do not think they will succeed with getting him out of prison, and not only in this episode but at all with this due process thing that they're doing here, because the next episode after this one is titled The Slabside Redemption, which is obviously a reference to the Shawshank Redemption, where a guy was wrongfully imprisoned for murder and then he gets out at the end where he actually escapes, so now he's a fugitive. But that's probably what's going to happen to Oliver in the next episode. He will break out of prison and he will become a fugitive. Most likely, actually, he will stay at Argus, at the HQ of Argus, which is kind of spoiled in an Elseworlds trailer. But getting back to this trailer, I definitely think that they will not succeed in getting Oliver out of prison, or Laurel won't succeed in getting Oliver out of prison through this whole thing with the level 2 mishap and using that to their advantage. That most likely will not work. So then we see Anatoly being held captive by Diaz and the Longbow Hunters, which is what we saw take place at the end of the last episode, where Diaz finds Anatoly and captures him, probably just because to get revenge on the fact that Anatoly betrayed him at the end of Season 6. But one thing I'll say about this is the ending to this story, or the ending to this episode, probably was already spoiled in a trailer. If you look at this image right here, you see Diggle, Laurel, Felicity, Renee, Dinah, and Anatoly all in one place. Anatoly looks a little beat up. It seems like they're in front of an explosion, looking at some explosion. That is probably how this episode will end, and I think there will be a whole storyline with these 5 Team Arrow or quote-unquote Team Arrow members trying to help Anatoly. There's also a bunch of promotional photos with all 5 of these characters coming together for something, and then that will most likely lead to them helping and saving Anatoly, maybe just because Anatoly helped them again at the end of Season 6, so they want to pay him back, or maybe because they need Anatoly for something. But the ending of this storyline was already basically spoiled in that trailer, and Anatoly will most likely be getting out of Diaz's hold in this episode. Also, this quote-unquote Team Arrow will most likely blow up whatever building Diaz is holding Anatoly in, because you see in this photo, like I said a little bit ago, it looks like, they're all lit up, it's night out, so it's most likely an explosion they're looking at. So the building that Anatoly is being held captive in this photo right here by someone with an axe, I don't know who it is, most likely one of the Longbow Hunters or Diaz, that building will most likely blow up. So then we get to the probably most controversial part of the trailer, and that is when Laurel visits Oliver in prison, and Oliver tells her that it must be hard to win a case without actually being a real lawyer, basically telling her to F off. And this is controversial because Oliver comes off as kind of a dick here to somebody who's just trying to help him. And what I say to that is, while I get why you'd think that and why you'd think that Oliver is being a dick here, I think it also makes sense that Oliver is being a dick here considering who he's talking to. Laurel worked with Adrian Chase in Season 5 and was partially responsible for what happened on Lian Yu. Then she worked with Diaz for a long time, and she also killed Vigilante before that, so she did a lot of bad that Oliver was cognizant of. But then obviously she did some good at the end, when she did not say that Oliver is the Green Arrow in the trial episode of Season 6. But one good deed does not really negate all the bad. So I think it makes sense that Oliver is being a dick here. Also, Oliver wasn't around during Laurel's redemption arc in the beginning of season 7 and really at the end of season 6. He wasn't really aware of everything that was going on with Laurel and her redemption arc. So in my opinion, I think it's fitting that Oliver is being a dick to Laurel. It would make a little bit more sense if he actually completely trusted Laurel, like completely, and didn't really have dismay towards her for everything that she's done. But I do think throughout this episode, he will learn that this Laurel is just trying to help and will probably accept her help by the end of the episode. I just think that he's in the right here for being a dick, or at least in his perspective, it makes a lot of sense. So, like I said earlier, the building that Anatoly is being held captive in is going to blow up, and then that is confirmed basically by the fact that Renee uncovers an actual bomb. Also, there are a bunch of explosions in the trailer, but I don't think those explosions are the same explosion that blows up the entire building, because those are more contained, a lot smaller, most likely from explosion arrows from Green Arrow or maybe somebody else. I don't know, but this bomb right here, I don't think they're going to disarm it. I think they're just going to get out of there before the 6 minutes and 6.5 minutes get underway. There will most likely be 1 second left before they get out of there, and then it will blow up immediately. But that is basically confirming the ending of this storyline, while the other picture definitely basically confirmed it. This right here 100% confirms that is how the storyline with them saving Anatoly, also being helped by the new Green Arrow, which was confirmed in this trailer, is going to end. So then we get to the part that is all about the new Green Arrow. One thing I'll say is that I have no idea if there are flash forwards in this episode, but I really hope there are. So far, we've had 5 episodes, and only 3 of them have had flash forwards, while 2 of them have not. Hopefully, it's like maybe a one every episode thing, or maybe it becomes more consistent where every single episode has the flash forwards. I'm hoping this one does as well. But there is the other thing that I am very interested in this season, which is the new Green Arrow. And we do get more shots of the new Green Arrow. We get a clearer look at her or his face. The reason I say his or her is because it is most likely Emiko Queen, but it could also be Roy Harper, and I made a video about who I think it could be. One of those options was the Elseworlds Barry Allen, although trailers have confirmed that it is not the Elseworlds Barry Allen. Trailers for Elseworlds have confirmed that is not actually possible, and going off of this picture right here, or this image, it doesn't really look like Roy Harper, so my guess would definitely be Emiko Queen. You see the shot right here of Green Arrow, whoever he or she is, going up against Ricardo Diaz. That is a fight that I'm actually quite excited to see, especially when Ricardo Diaz has his newfound superpower. Although, this shot right here, you can clearly tell that the stunt double who's playing Diaz doesn't really look much like Kirk Acevedo, the actual actor who plays Diaz. That's not really much of a complaint. I mean, that happens, especially when you pause the actual trailer or the episode. That could happen. I mean, the stunt double doesn't always look exactly like the actor. Not really a complaint, just an observation on my part, where in this shot right here, the stunt double doesn't really look much like the actor. So that is it for the actual trailer breakdown of this trailer, but not everything is giving it away in the trailer. The synopsis goes over one more thing that the trailer does not. So I will read the synopsis and then talk about that one thing, and that will be the end of the video. So the synopsis reads, Slabside becomes even more dangerous after a guard is murdered and everyone is a suspect. Felicity enlists help from a surprising source in her pursuit of Diaz, and Laurel flexes her muscles as the district attorney. So this synopsis, obviously the things with Felicity enlisting help from a surprising source, that is obviously Diggle, because Diggle was against Felicity getting involved, but in the promotional photos and the trailer, you could tell that is who she's going to. And then Laurel flexing her muscles as the district attorney is obviously trying to help Oliver get out of prison. But then there's the thing with Slabside becoming even more dangerous after a guard is murdered, and then everyone is a suspect. So that is also something that will be happening in this episode. The trailer doesn't really go over that, and neither do the promotional photos. I mean, the promotional photos are literally all from, I think, one scene. They're all from one location, which is the Argus bunker, or wherever Argus is, or Argus HQ, and they're all focusing around the same people. So I don't really know why they didn't go over the first part of the synopsis in any of the promotional material. I mean, Oliver does appear in this trailer a little bit, but I am kind of concerned that he will have more of a backseat role in this episode compared to previous episodes. But anyway, that is my trailer breakdown for our Season 7, Episode 6. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.